Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fabula Ultima. My name is Cameron, and I'm joined with Pat,
What's up?
Eric, and Jim Bob, who is just mean mugging the camera the entire time, waiting for his turn to say
That's
his
me.
name. And like I said, we are back playing Fabula Ultima. This is technically session 3, but in reality, it's the second episode of the official campaign. Links in the descriptions to session 1 and session 0, which is the world building session. We have changed the camera angle yet again, and we have rearranged the basement. Hopefully, by me looking at the camera, I'm in.
It's also the first time we're revealing our faces.
Well, no,
Our faces have been on
yeah,
all the
yeah.
thumbnails.
Well,
All
like
my
our
thumbs-
bodies, our full bodies.
full body.
Our full bodies.
I mean, it could be full frontal if you're brave enough.
Raw.
Well, I mean,
But anyway,
in the flesh.
truly in the flesh. So anyway, Fabula Ultima.
Yes.
Basically, yeah. So basically, sorry, I was trying to read something. Anyway, so JRPG, tabletop RPG. If you want to run down, check out session 0. That's pretty much where we get into like the meat and potatoes. But right now, we're just gonna hop right into episode 2, and I think this episode we're gonna try to explain a little bit of the rules as we're playing. Maybe not. We'll see. There's not gonna be a whole lot of dice rolling. I feel like this episode, so we'll see. RP focused episode, gamers.
oh boy.
On that note, the first thing we see as the camera, the metaphorical camera, swoops back into
The camera.
Yeah, the camera swoops back into the head main lodge area where you had initially met the elder after awaking in this strange world. Jim Bob, now known as Jimmothy the Orc. Eric, referring to himself as Winter, who appears to be something called a Skystralian mage, who is an elf.
Yeah.
And Pat, who's taken the name Arthur and is some type of red-eyed, dark knight character
Yes.
who's too angry to die. But no memory of how you got here. So the camera is following back down the hallway to the room that you were allowed to stay in. And we see you three sleeping. Pat in the recliner, armor off. Jimmothy and Winter sharing a bed. Nice and cozy. And then you hear the
The knocking.
knocking on the door.
I'm gonna act like I'm still asleep, so someone else gets up and gets it.
I will be the one to go ahead. I'll lurch out of bed, throw my cloak back on over myself. Cause I was using it as a blanket, if
Yeah.
you remember. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it back on properly. I'm gonna fumble with it a little bit because I'm sitting here like, how am I putting this on? I'm fumbling with it a little bit, and then I head over to the door and crack it open and look through. Hello?
Standing at the door, you see Stein, who, if you recall, is the son of the elder.
Mhm.
He is a older-looking gentleman, 5 o'clock shadow, shortish, black hair. He has like one gray streak of hair going off his front. He says, well, if you'd be so kind to join us, you and your companions, for breakfast, it's been served. And then he just kind of walks away. doesn't say anything else. Just walks away.
Well, all right then. I kind of like slowly close the door back after he walks away. I turn around and I'm like looking for my boys real quick, remembering that we are now these like fantastical creatures. And I'm like, oh yeah. And I
Yes,
walk up.
the
I'm-
realization that this was not a dream.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I walk over to Jimmothy first, who is still not nestled up in the bed, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And I'm like, I go to him, I get his shoulder, I'm like, hey, King, wake up.
My eyes bolt open.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose so. And then I go to like wipe my face from like drool or something. Or I feel these tusks again. And I'm just like, I see. I start getting up, getting ready to go.
Yeah, this is still real apparently.
We'll see if it's real. I think we're still in some kind of early 2000s prank show.
Okay, if you say so.
I just gotta stick with that mentality.
I'll go ahead then and turn as Jimmothy is getting himself ready. I'll turn and walk over to Pat, who was sleeping in the chairs. There was like a chair or something.
Yeah, like
right?
he's like in the recliner.
I'm in the
area.
recliner, hands crossed. Just slumped out of my mind.
Okay, and I'm going to go over to Pat. I'm like, hey Pat.
Hello. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Yeah. So how you feeling?
I'm doing all right. What's up?
So we got summoned for breakfast.
Breakfast? Shit. They say what kind?
No, they just said breakfast has been served, so we need to go ahead and hurry up there. I don't even know where we would go, though. He didn't really say.
I see we're still in this. I see we're not. We're not. Hold on. I can't talk.
Wake
You
up,
got it.
Pat. Wake
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, I'm
Got
still. I see we are still in this tavern, and it's not. This is all real still.
Yeah, apparently.
Nah.
All right. I mean, shit. Breakfast, free breakfast. I'm in.
I don't know how free it's about to be. I think we're supposed to be working today, if I remember right.
Fuck.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so everyone get yourselves ready and let's try to find our way over there. Because once again, the guy that came out over here kind of like just told me breakfast was ready and didn't really wait for us to follow. So we're going to figure our way out around here.
I'll lead the way.
I gotta put my clothes on first.
Yeah.
Wait.
Pat. Yeah,
Took off your
remember
clothes?
if you recall, Pat took off his weighted armor.
I took off all my armor.
Oh, right,
but-
right.
Yeah, but you still got clothes on.
I,
do you?
I sleep in my underwear.
Thank you, Pat. Real cool.
Whoa.
Whoa, no.
So
I'm just gonna.
I'm standing at the door waiting
on
for
my
you.
stuff.
So you guys are getting ready, and as you're standing by the door, you're starting to get like the smell. You know how breakfast food just has that smell. You're getting the smell of
Oh, like,
bacon.
yeah.
Hey, oh?
You're getting the smell of like potatoes.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
you know, like if someone's like frying up like home potatoes. You know what I mean?
Hey,
So
eggs?
home fries? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
need that maple smell.
And you get just the breakfast smell. You're just like, ooh,
The
this
breakfast
like
smell.
a little bit of home in the smell. Basically, is what you're
A
smelling.
little bit of IHOP, huh?
Yeah, a little bit of IHOP, the country fried steak.
Not sponsored.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, country fried steak.
So, and you can tell it's obviously it's coming from the main hall area where you were at probably a couple hours ago at this point. But
While he's getting ready still, I'll lean over to Eric's character and be like, what's he calling himself again?
Oh shit, I don't remember, dude.
I mean, mine's easy to remember.
Yeah, you're just Jimmothy. Bobbert.
Yeah. Ugh. I should have kept my last name secret.
Should have. I don't even have one. I just went with my usual internet alias of Winter.
Oh, yeah. I look over to Pat. What's your name again?
Patrick.
No, like,
Oh, you meant that one. Arthur.
last name Morgan?
I haven't thought of one yet.
We'll see.
Okay.
Or, like, is Arthur your last name and your first name's King?
No.
I'm gonna go
that'd
ahead
be too
while
generic.
While these two are goofing about names, I'm gonna go ahead and, since I'm already pretty much ready to roll, I'm gonna go ahead and open the door a little bit more fully this time and kind of like peek out and see what's around out the door.
yeah, it's just a hallway.
Just a hallway.
Yep, and some like remember if you recall, this is like a you were in the main lodge of Kirkwall, which is the village.
Okay.
Next to the ruins that you guys found yourself in, and you're just in one of the side hallways of this, Viking-esque lodge.
Okay.
You
So
see some like other doors, but you're not sure where they lead. But you do know like down to your right would be the path to the main lodge area.
Are you ready, Arthur?
Saying it like that. Jimmothy.
See, that rolls off the tongue. I like that. I can't look at you and say Arthur.
You don't gotta call me Arthur. You know my real name.
Yeah, but we don't want to do that here.
They already know our fake names.
Well,
what was the point of these
We-
names
we
in the
got-
first place?
we got to get in character.
You're the one that thinks it's a prank show.
I'm just trying to stay in character. I'm trying to put on a show here.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and step out first. I start walking down the
let's
hall
get
to
it.
the right.
Yep. And you smell the same breakfast type smell that Jimmothy was smelling when he was trying to assess.
Okay.
I'll follow.
Alright, so you're following the smell down the hall. I assume Pat's coming as well.
No.
Yep.
Arthur.
Yep.
So you're going down the hall. Just like I said, miscellaneous doors. Not really sure where they lead. But then eventually you're around the corner and you are back in the main hall area where the great hearth burns. Looks like it's been restocked from its dying embers that was pretty much at when you were last here. There's like a massive cauldron that's kind of hung off to the front to cook.
Okay.
And that's when you notice what the smell is. It seems to be the people in the lodge, which is mainly just the family. So the elder, and then Stein, and then Angelica,
Okay.
are all there already seated at the table. And then you see maybe a couple guards just taking turns getting some stew out from the cauldron.
Breakfast stew. My favorite.
Y'all ever had breakfast?
So
stew
there's
before?
the stew, and then there you see like a little thing of like a little end table that has your sausage, your bacon,
I'm in.
and then you do see that the stew does have onions in it. Jabab, so
I'm definitely in.
What kind of stew would you eat for breakfast?
Stew?
breakfast stew.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Don't
Get
worry
with
about
the
it.
picture, Arthur.
Got potatoes. You got
I
broth.
feel like there'd be potatoes
Shit.
in that. Yeah.
That's it.
some local
Onions, apparently.
some local herbs.
Alright.
Deer meat or something.
Yeah,
like-
some type of meat.
I will not be partaking in the stew.
That'd be
Damn.
venison.
Dang, you're gonna
I'm
ignore
here-
their stew.
I'm here for the sausage and the.
Yeah, you would be, wouldn't you?
I would. Sausage enjoyer.
Okay. Anyways.
So Arthur approaches the sausage table. There's like a guard standing there, also trying to assess the sausage.
Damn.
Sir. May I have some of your sausage?
Well, it's not my sausage.
May I have some sausage?
Well, yeah.
Alright.
He steps out. He steps out of the way and walks over to some of the other guards, and then they just look back to you and you hear. They're just whispering.
I woke up with
Do
the
you
target on my
only
back.
grab sausage?
No, I mean there's other stuff. There's eggs and bacon and shit.
He didn't say eggs.
No, there's eggs.
There's eggs?
I
It's
hope
just
there's
like a
eggs.
breakfast sampler, pretty much is what you're looking at here. No ham though.
Good.
Only like the deer venison.
They're pancakes?
No, there's no pancakes.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why not pancakes?
Okay, wait a minute. I want to spend a fabulous point to make pancakes at this table.
Let's go.
I'm in. Now hear me out. We do waffles instead.
I feel like
Hmm.
fantasy world. I feel like pancakes are more realistic than waffles
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
That's fair.
DM.
I'll allow it.
Hey,
Let's
sick. I
go.
spent a
So
fabulous
Eric has
point.
just used the Fabula point system to alter the scene. He's spending one of his 3 Fabula points.
4. I had 4.
Oh, 4 for this scene to make pancakes canon in Kirkwall.
Good. It'll be a
And in the
local
world in
specialty.
general.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
We smelled that maple, so there you
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So there's some type of
Now is it
So-
pancakes or is it like chocolate chip pancakes?
no, it's
It's
not chocolate chip pancakes.
let's not get fancy.
Yeah.
So
That's another
you
fabulous
see
point.
like a couple short stacks chilling.
Okay.
Sick.
And then you see next to it like a little jar of something that you assume to be syrup.
Okay. I'm happy with this outcome. I've spent this fabula point wisely.
Gather my stuff up.
So are there plates and bowls, or is it just like?
There's
You get a dish.
there's like plates and bowls.
Are the plates big enough for me to also put a bowl on the plate while I'm carrying it? Like,
No.
is it more like a platter plate?
No,
or?
no.
Okay.
There's like a plate and there's like, and then if you go to the cauldron and the soup guy hands you the soup.
Okay, that's fair.
I'll get my plate ready first. No eggs for me. Just sausage, some bacon, some pancakes.
Okay.
And then I'll get
I
some.
didn't expect you guys to spend so much time really going in with your breakfast orders.
Look, we're role playing, Cameron.
Yeah, come on.
All right, that's fine. It says a lot about Pat that he's going right for the sausage, but you know.
Oh yeah.
Sausage is good.
So
yeah.
I'll go ahead and just to try to be respectful, I'm gonna grab a little bit of everything. I want to try a little bit of everything here.
Right.
No.
Okay.
You can eat your breakfast soup.
So, you
You
guys,
can eat your sausage.
you guys fill up your plates, and you head over to the table. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
There's 3 open seats.
All right.
One next to the elder. One next to Angelica, and then the other one next to whoever takes the seat that's open. And then Stein is sitting on the edge of the table, like
I'll take the one next to the.
like a head of a table kind of seat, and he has a sword kind of resting on the end next to him, and
I'll walk up to the one next to the elder, and then I'll like shoulder check Winter and point at the one next to Angelica, and then I'll sit down.
I give a soft sigh and an eye roll, but I understand his reasoning here, so I go along with it. I will take the seat next to Angelica.
Okay.
So Pat,
I'll
you
just
can
sit
eat
whatever
your-
is available.
Yeah, the last.
Okay, so
seat.
you take the seat next to Eric.
Right.
So they're all wearing actual not like sleepwear this time. So they all have on like the black a black tunic that has some type of golden embroidery on the
Okay.
edges. And then the elder has on some type of like fur like headdress kind of vibe.
Hey yo.
Yeah, like just some type of like thing to keep her head warm. So you sit down next to the elder, and she's like, "Oh, I get to sit next to the orc."
Oh yeah.
It's very exciting.
What can I say?
I believe last night I never properly introduced myself by giving you my name, as it was a very odd situation. I am Clara,
Okay.
but you can just refer to me as Elder, like everyone else in town does.
Understood, Elder Clara.
Just Elder.
Okay.
You're not that charming.
I'm trying.
She begins to take a long slurp of the stew,
Now, are there any forks and spoons or anything? Or
like a wooden spoon, and then like some poorly made like cutting utensils and stuff like that.
Understood.
Fair enough.
So you sit down, and then you sit down next to Angelica,
Mhm.
who is much more put together than she was last night. She has her hair up in like a ponytail, and she doesn't say anything.
Okay.
So when you sit down next to her, but she just keeps eating.
Fair enough. I'll just go ahead and quietly start eating as well. Then.
And then Pat also sits down and starts to eat. And there's like a long, awkward pause at the table. And then finally Stein at the end, he speaks up. He says, "So, got some things for you guys to do today if you're going to be sticking around the village. I
Okay.
assume that's what you're going to want to do."
Sure.
For now, at least, yeah.
And he begins to start talking, but then the elder cuts him off, and she's like, "Son, how about you save the business talk until the breakfast is put away, okay?" And he's like, "You invite these 3 strangers into our home, clearly influenced by the mana craze, still looking to be under the influence, and you expect
What do you
them
mean by
just to
that?
eat our food for free?" And the elder just kind of shakes her head. "I'm only saying until after breakfast. And he's like, whatever. And so the elder looks to the three of you. I'm sure you all have lots of questions about your predicament and your situation.
I speak up first as I put down whatever utensil I was just using. I don't really know. And I'm like, I mean, yes, but it seems like you guys might not have these answers either. Like, at least from what we've talked about last time.
She takes a long pause on your question. Well, I have discovered something in the ancient text.
Boys, did you hear? Oh wait, Pat's right next to me. Pat, did you hear that ancient text?
The ancient text. What does that mean?
And then she like kind of like lets that hang in the air a little bit.
What did it say?
I will tell you tonight after dinner.
After
Okay.
dinner. Okay.
It's a rather lengthy conversation, and I can only keep my son at bay with having to put 3 men like yourself to work. So we're kind of it's been a rough winter. We've lost some people,
Sorry to hear that.
Sorry to hear that.
and with the goblin raids, it's
Oh, right, yeah.
Goblins, am I right?
the town in some places has just fallen apart. And then right when she says that, Angelica speaks up. She's like, well, if someone would let me learn magic, I could help put it back together.
And I'm sitting here when she says that, and I'm like,
I like give him a side eye. I'm like,
Her father, Stein, speaks up. Magic can't solve all of your problems.
they can definitely solve some of
It
them.
hasn't worked for the Empire, and it hasn't worked for Dagda, so it's not going to work here either.
Speaking of work, you said you had some work for us.
He looks at the elder. He wants to know, so I'm going to tell him. So basically, I'm going to have you and Jimmothy kind of follow me around town today, patching up some of the infrastructure around here, clearing some snow, just making sure this, keeping what we can prepared in tip-top order. And I figured it'd be a good way for you to learn some sights around town anyway. For the elf, your job is to help clean out the extra storeroom to make another room for you guys. And there's just a reason for us to get help to clean that room out anyway. And you'll be doing that with Angelica.
I see. Understandable.
I just give him this look. Can I give Arthur this look?
Look, we're building.
I get that look, and I'm just like,
Have fun with that, gamer.
You got it.
The elder looks to you three. So you have no idea where you're at currently.
not a singular idea.
And you don't
man.
remember anything
thinking-
about who you are.
I think we're in Hollywood, so
I've
I'm-
never heard of this place called Hollywood.
We know who we are before we got here. We don't know who we are now.
What does that mean before you got here?
Okay.
Exactly.
So, I'm saying that I'm kind of just tired of like playing this off. So before yesterday, all 3 of us were humans. Oh, actually, I guess he still is, but the 2 of us were still humans. But we all also looked not like this.
I just keep eating.
It's just a long pause at the table. And then Angelica next to you speaks up. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. This dude right here is still a human.
Yes, but I didn't have
And
red
there's
eyes.
no magic that can change your form. That's what I heard from a guy one time at the end.
You listen to anything that
That's-
guys at the end say?
Well, that's not the point. The point is, you 3 are just so damn high, you have no idea what you're talking about. And I can't believe grandmother here is even entertaining this.
Okay, so then hear me out. I don't know anything about this mana stuff. How long does this typically last for, according to you guys? Since you guys seem to think we're under this influence.
You're the Sky Australian here. Shouldn't you know everything about magic and the solstice and the crystals?
Crystal. My brain immediately like kind of starts thinking Final Fantasy in the back of my head, and I'm just like, I shouldn't say it though. So I'm like, I kind of like sitting there, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This all sounds like something out of a fantasy from wherever we're at, wherever we're from. This whole thing sounds like a fantasy. Like elves, where we're from, do not exist. Orcs don't exist. Any races other than human don't exist where we're from.
This is another long pause, and he has to go back to eating.
I'm sitting here, I just kind of sigh. I'm like, can someone at least tell me how long this supposed mana craze thing is supposed to last for, according
Well,
to
it's
you
supposed
guys?
to be only a couple hours. And there's
Okay.
no, and this is Stein talking. He's like, I've never seen a case like this before.
Well, then what if it isn't?
What else could it be?
Maybe we're telling the truth.
He looks at the elder, and the elder looks to him. And she says, maybe it will all make sense later tonight when we all take a look at the ancient texts.
The ancient Jedi text.
Okay.
No, not Jedi.
I
don't know what a Jedi is.
I just kind of give up. I kind of like slump back in my chair again. I'm like, fine. I just kind of go back to eating the stew because whatever this shit is slaps.
Stein stands up, takes. Someone comes over and takes his empty bowl and plate. And he grabs the scabbard of the sword. Regardless, from here, not from here, human, not human, everyone has to earn their keep. And he just walks off.
Okay.
And then Angelica's like, "Ugh, he's so dumb." Anyways, she stands. Her plate's also empty. When you're done eating, meet me down pretty much the same way you came. I'll be waiting for you at one of the outside one of the doors.
Okay, so down the hall. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Down the this hall here. And she points. I'll go down the other one.
Got it.
You're not gonna like what you find when you go down that one.
What do you mean by that?
It's not gonna like it. And she walks off.
Huh.
And the elders just sighs. Children. Oh, what I would do to be young again.
You look young enough to me.
She just continues to eat.
I wanted to say roll a charisma check, but that's not this game.
Oh, just use a Fabula point to make this lady like you.
No, I'm alright.
So that if you have any other questions for the elder, you can ask her. Otherwise, we can move on.
I'm gonna look at the elder as I finish my stew. I'm basically done with my food at this point. What did Angelica mean by that?
Oh, by going down the other hallway, she's just being dumb. There's nothing down there. It just leads to more rooms.
Fair enough. I believe it.
That's where all the cameras are.
You go down that hallway.
Oh, I will.
No, you're not, because you have to come help me build.
Well, I'm not done my food yet.
Were either of you artisans in before?
No.
Nope.
Can't say I was.
Well, it's not hard to believe that an elf doesn't know how to wield a hammer.
To be fair, I'm not gonna take that as a huge offense because even as a human, I didn't know how to wield a hammer too well.
Stein re-enters the room with the sword, like attached to like a leather belt around his hip, and he has like a leather sort of like a half breastplate, like it's covering only like one shoulder, some Kratos shit basically.
Okay.
Over top his tunic. Well, are you two ready?
I gotta go to the bathroom. Is it down that hallway? I
Oh.
point towards the left hallway.
Well, the bathroom would be down the other hallway. Back where you came from.
I don't have to go anymore.
Interesting. Anyway, meet me outside. He starts to walk.
I physically just kind of like facepalm for a second, so I'm like still sitting at the table.
Jimmothy Bobber, so chaotic.
So then, do you two get up to follow him?
Yes.
And what do you do, Eric?
I
Elder's
will
just
go
sitting
ahead
there.
and very nicely put my bowl like on top of my plate, put the utensils in the bowl, you know, like kind of like make sure it looks all nice. I'll kind of like, you know, like back up from the table, get out of the chair, push the table in, kind of like give a nice little wave to the elder, and I'll go ahead and head back down the hallway where we originally came from.
So which group wants to go first?
I want to be on the edge of my seat for Eric's, so me and Pat can go first.
All right.
What does that even mean?
So you open the wooden door. Well, it's already kind of halfway open. So you step through back into the outside of the main lodge area. And Stein is standing there talking to the guard you met last night, Vernon.
Oh, yes, Vernon.
And the last name of the head family is Ravenoff.
Yeah, Ravenoff.
Okay, just making sure.
So he's talking to him, and as you guys approach, Vernon walks off, and he two other rangers are walking with him. Stein says, "All right, you guys ready to get to work?
Sure.
Meet some other people around here.
Sure.
What's left of them anyway?
That bad, huh?
It's been a rough winter.
I'm not here.
Idiot.
Oh,
I just gave an
that's right.
offhanded comment.
That's right. Yeah,
Out of character.
out of character. You're right.
Sorry, I'm out of character. I'm not.
Yeah, out of character. Yeah. Anyway, so so he begins to walk you down. Now the main lodge. I didn't really do a good job explaining the layout of the town last episode, so we're gonna do a better job this time.
Okay.
So the main lodge is kind of resting on more of a hill that kind of overlooks Kirkwall proper. So you begin to walk down this little bit of an incline down into the main village area, which is already bustling with what life there is. You see chimneys with smoke rising, and then you see some people walking around. Just general village chatter. All human, from what you can tell. Resting at the bottom of the hill is another larger building that has two great pillars of stone in the front, and then a stone door, and there's a wolf crest on in the door. You assume that to be related to the Grey Guard, which is what you know the local force is referred to as. Stein kind of walks around the pillar, and he's kind of expecting it to make sure it's holding up with all the winter storms and all that. Either of you know anything about buildings or building anything?
Yeah, I know a little bit.
I can help out.
Alright. Well, so far this building looks relatively not worse for wear. This is the gray home.
Okay.
This is where Vernon and his Grey Guard sleep like a barracks. We'll keep it moving. So then he just keeps it moving down the main street here from the hill area, and you see smaller homes, basically what looks like cottages. And you do see on those, especially where there's heavy snowfall, there's roofs kind of looking a little bit caved in a little bit. Some some of the wood around the edges of the buildings look kind of like splintered. And you see what the bag that Stein shows you is a just like brackets, like steel brackets that are like meant to reinforce corners, basically.
Uh-huh.
So basically, what we're going to be doing is just taking these brackets and kind of just nailing them onto corner pieces to reinforce the splintered wood.
Okay.
So get to it. and he points to one of the buildings.
Where do I find my hammer? And nails.
It's all in the bag.
Okay.
All right, how do you want to tackle those, Jimmothy?
I go clockwise. You go counterclockwise around the building.
All right. Works for me. Start at the front.
Yeah.
So you guys, with Stein and you guys, you are able to kind of bang out a couple houses that way that you see moving, just snaking through the village. You eventually come to a blacksmith. He is a... What is he? Per the notes. Here he is. You see, like, a middle-aged man is wearing the stereotypical blacksmith garb, like, you know, I mean,
Right.
the apron or whatever. He's bald.
Nice.
And his shop just says Reese's Anvil is what the sign hanging outside the shop says.
Reese's like. Is
No.
it spelled Reese's?
RHY. And he's standing out there smoking a cigarette. Or what would look to be a cigarette to you guys.
Oh, say they got cigs out here?
Some type of rolled tobacco. And then Stein walks up. Reese. Stein. He passes the tobacco to Stein. He takes a long drag.
Hey.
You see this, Arthur? I'm smoking that hash.
Yeah, puffing and passing, you know?
Yeah. I
And
don't know.
And
They
then
had that
Stein
here.
just flicks whatever it is off into the snow. So anyway, you probably heard the news about the 3 interesting people that got brought in last night. Reese just nods. And Stein looks to you two. Well, here's 2 of them. Meet Jimmothy, the orc, and Arthur. Reese kind of looks at Arthur up and down. That's some impressive craftsmanship.
It's very heavy.
Where'd you get that from?
I don't know. I woke up with it on. If I'm being honest.
Reese just kind of puts one hand on like the you know, like the edgy shoulder piece. And he's like, "Hey, you slept with that on?
No, I took it off. Any chance you could...
You just
do you
said you
have
woke up with it on, though."
I didn't mean, like... Alright, let me restart. It came off before I went to sleep. I woke up and I put it back on.
He just looks to Stein. He looks to him. All right.
Anyway.
So you don't know where you bought that from?
No, I do not
You
know
just
where...
woke up one morning and armor was on you?
It's a long story. I don't feel like getting into it.
That's the whole story. That's it.
Well, no, he's asking where I got the armor from. And that's a long story.
He said what the story was. You woke up with it on, full stop.
Which is not wrong. Don't worry about it.
It looks like
You're
it's...
supposed to say the whole story again.
Actually, he kind of takes a step further and takes... He has like a tool belt on.
Mm-hmm.
And he just takes like a small, like mini... Some type of instrument. And he just kind of... Ding! Hits it. Ding, ding, ding. He just keeps going for it. Yeah. This looks like it's some type of metal that's found up over there at the ancient tower.
Where?
The ruins in the forest.
Oh.
I haven't seen metal like this besides over there. To see it refined into such exquisite craftsmanship is pretty remarkable, actually.
What do you know about the
So-
ancient tower?
The fact that you woke up in it is pretty strange.
We can explain.
It just gives you like
explain,
it just gives you the most like big shitty green. Because yeah, you totally found an armor set like that.
It's a long story.
Sure it is, pal.
Anyway, what do you know about the ancient tower?
Just as much as everybody else.
Why are we here? I looked to Stein.
Oh well, we were on our way. Figured we have a chat with Reese. I told you get to meet some more of the townsfolk around here. This is our only blacksmith, so
Well, it's nice to meet you.
it's nice to meet you too, Jimmothy?
Yep.
Just call him Jim.
Jim?
Yep. Call me Jay.
Jay?
No.
Jim? Jay?
Jim's fine.
Jim? Anyway, Jim, if you ever need... I can't make armor like this, but if you ever need anything done, I'm your man. Anyway, Stan, I gotta get back to work. It was nice seeing you. Nice meeting you both, and if you ever wake up in another suit of armor, let me know.
How much would you buy all that for?
If I'm being honest, I don't even think I have enough gold in my shop to price that.
It's not for sale anyway.
Well, hold on.
No, not hold on. This is protecting me.
Fine.
And he steps into the shop, and Stein just looks at the armor. Does look pretty sturdy.
So what else do you need us to do?
We're just gonna keep walking around and shoveling making sure the pathways are clear for traveling and all that stuff.
What kind of shovel do we get?
This is a normal shovel. What do you mean? What kind of shovel? What does that even mean? It's just a shovel. It's not a snow shovel. It's just a normal shovel.
Well, a shovel in snow.
I don't know to tell you. It's just a normal shovel.
Is it like a
This is in
spade?
character to Stein, by the way.
Is it like a spade shovel?
It's just yes, it's just a normal shovel that you would use to shovel things.
Okay.
All right. So he help him move around town some more.
You have to use your hands, Jim Bob.
I'll steal your shovel off of you if I have to use my hands.
Nah.
Yes. What do you mean, no?
There'll be no stealing of tools, no uses of hands. I don't want you to get frostbite. So this is like approaching midday, we'll say.
Mhm.
Okay.
Do we get a lunch break?
Well, yeah. So now at midday, you find yourself outside a different style of architecture building. It looks more. I don't want to say modern, but definitely it doesn't fit the Viking / Old West vibe this town has. It has
Mhm.
more of like a normal, like, hotel vibe to it.
By the way,
Like a tourist town?
Like this is like it looks like someone clearly built this building to be different.
Reese was still human, right?
Yes.
We haven't met any other non.
There's no non-humans that you've seen. And then you see plastered like on the sign in front of this place, you see the text that says "The Gentle Moon."
The
Yeah, it's like a play on words, like a gentleman.
Oh, thank you.
Stein says, "We're taking lunch inside the moon." And he kicks his boots as he's going up the steps. And then as you're walking up the steps to the main door, you definitely get the sense of this is like a well-made building, well kept.
This didn't have any like any of the other
No,
debris or anything.
nothing to
going
look
on?
damaged or anything like that. It looks to be about 2 stories from the outside.
Mhm.
Made from cobblestone and wood and like smooth stone, basically. You step into the doors, and it's an inn basically. And you see a counter that has some goods behind them, like actual like general store goods as well, behind the barkeep. And it looks to be about maybe like half a dozen people in here, just kind of milling about.
Mm-hmm.
And when Stein enters, they all go, "Hey, Stein!" And he's like, "Hey guys!" And he walks over to like a group of people and just leaves you guys there at the front door.
This is our time to escape.
Why do we escape?
I'm just saying, if we want to escape, we could.
I think we're right. I think we'll just make ourselves look more suspect if we escape.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I just wanted to put it out there,
But why?
just in case, you know, just in case you didn't want to be here anymore.
I'm alright. We're
I'll follow Stein.
see the gentle moon.
So you follow Stein over when he's walking to his group of friends, and what do you do?
I'm just going in.
So Stein walks over to it's like three people, like three older men, look more gruff, like they look like farmers basically. And Stein's like, "Well, how's it looking?" And then one of them goes, "It's looking like it's gonna be hard to pull out of this one." And Stein's like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that." And then he goes, "It's really in a tight space, you know what I mean?" Stein's like, "Yeah, winter's been hard on us."
Excuse me, what are we talking about here?
Talking about the crops and the fields, making sure they're staying
Oh, okay.
relatively and
Staying nice and tight. I don't understand what you guys were talking about.
keeping the farm in working condition. Even though we're not growing anything, we want to make sure that the winter storms aren't damaging our equipment or buildings or fields too much. Who are you?
Name is Jimmothy.
An orc, huh?
We're with Stein.
From Dagda?
Supposedly.
What's it like over there?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, no one really knows about where they're from, really.
See, this guy gets it.
What about you?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, hate to disappoint you, but I also don't know where I am from.
Well, he knows where he's from. He's from Dagda. This isn't...
Well,
No.
I can't confirm that. Supposedly, I'm from Dagda. That's what I'm being told.
I legitimately don't know where I'm from.
He looks to Stein. Stein looks to him. Well, how about I buy you fellas some drinks?
I'll take your offer.
I'm in.
He walks over to the bar and then steps around the bar and goes behind it. Take a seat.
Oh, are you the owner?
I am.
What's your name?
My name is Tristan. And this
Tristan.
dude has, he noticeably, now that you're actually looking at him, he's young. Out of a group of older men, he looks younger. Or it's either that or he wants to, have the image of being young. And he definitely looks like different in a way, as in everyone else sort of kind of looks the same, like they might be from the same descendants or something like that. This dude's very clearly like a different type of culture.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. He has more of a tanned complexion, and his skin is his skin is like I said, tan, and his hair. Sorry, that's what I was trying to get to. His hair is blonde.
Mm.
So yeah, my name is Tristan, and welcome to the Gentle Moon.
Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from the Empire. He puts two glasses in front of you. Stein is standing over at with the group of men.
What's the Empire?
The Alexandrian Empire?
Sure.
I've never been asked what's the Empire's.
We're
quite
new.
a-
We're new here.
Well,
So
yeah, I mean, but like everyone.
We're like very new here.
Like new to Kirkwall?
I was just born.
Like new to.
New to Avalon? New to...
We're new. We're new.
You must be pretty green if you don't know what the Empire is. What, were you born yesterday?
I did say that. I was born yesterday.
Yeah, pretty much.
Puts another glass on the table. Pours 3 drinks. Takes it. To being born yesterday.
Woo!
Let's go.
Chugs it. I know what it's like to not want to remember your past. I've never taken getting a clean start so seriously before like you guys are, though, but I respect it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Some pretty impressive armor.
You're the third person to say that today.
Impressive.
You know anything about it? I hear it's from this place called the Ancient Tower.
Well, it's definitely...
That's where we're born.
Hold that thought. Well, it's definitely metal. So the ore that is found up in those regions by the ruins.
What do you know about these regions?
Just as much as everybody else.
You're the second person that said that. What does that mean? What does everyone else know?
What does everyone know?
So what we know... Here's what we know. You guys are funny. Here's what we know. The ruins are what was left after the calamity. When the wave of energy pulsed through the continent and the known world, destroying any type of relevant building or life. But yeah. Anyway, on that note, pours another drink for himself.
It's pretty heavy. Like this armor.
I said only one. One for free.
Well, how much is the next
How
one?
much is it?
How much you got?
I look over at Stein. How much are we making?
Stein looks over. You're not getting paid.
I have none.
For free?
I have
We're doing
none.
this for free?
Tristan takes the 2 glasses, puts them next to like the bucket of water.
So what brought you to Kirkwall?
Pretty nice place we got here.
Yeah, I built it myself. Well, me and my wife.
Oh, you have a wife.
She passed away.
Oh, I'm
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Anyways, came here a couple years back, just looking to set up shop. Been here ever since.
Why Kirkwall? Were you running from something in the Empire? Is this still in the Empire?
No, Avalon is not part of the Empire.
Okay.
Just here at Kirkwall because, you know, it's a place in need of an inn, so I figured I'd set up.
Hmm.
I'm not on the run or anything.
Well, we were
Are you
asking
sure?
that.
It didn't sound very
As far as I'm
convincing.
sure, I'm not on the run.
You're the one that brought it up.
No,
He just
I
did.
did brought it up.
Oh, did
Jimmothy
you?
over there,
I
yeah.
brought it up.
Oh, sorry. This drinking might be hitting me a little quick.
It's all that energy you're putting out from wearing that heavy armor.
Yeah. So, your friend here, fuck, what's his name? The guy we're with?
Stein.
Yeah, Stein. Sorry.
Easiest name.
In character.
Yeah,
that's what you
literally.
said.
Well, I wanted to say Reese for no reason, but
Yeah, you've been drinking off camera?
So Stein, what's his deal?
Isn't Stein standing like right there?
Yeah, Stein is like...
Oh, I
there
thought he
with
was over
you.
talking to his other friends.
He
Still.
came over because he said something to him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Pat,
Never
you
mind.
are drinking.
All right, never
Stein,
mind
what's
then.
your deal?
I redact my question.
What do you mean, what's my deal?
I don't know.
All right.
Are you from Kirkwall?
Is this the Stein?
Yeah.
Or Tristan? Tristan.
Stein.
Okay.
We already talked about Tristan being from the Empire.
Stein, he looks to you. Well, the elder is my mother, and she has lineage. We trace our lineage back to the ancients, so I would say yes, I am from here. It's born and raised right here in Kirkwall.
So these ancients founded the city?
As far as we know, they had a vast empire.
Says Kirkwall. Kirkwall isn't part of the empire, but they had an empire.
Kirkwall is a village that you're
Uh-huh.
currently in
I'm in.
on the island known as Avalon
Mhm.
in the North Sea.
Mm-hmm.
That is not a part of the Alexandrian Empire.
Understood.
So
There
when
you go.
So all right, let's go back to the calamity thing. When you say a giant wave of energy swept through,
Tristan just kind of.
this is important.
Look,
you don't
Like
understand.
I said, I'm
This
all
is the
about.
lore I
I'm
need.
all about new starts, but like, I'm not gonna sit here and explain basic history to you guys.
you don't understand. We're
I think
Apparently
I
we-
think I
No,
understand.
you-
No, apparently we went like some kind of bender on monocraze or something. Whatever it is.
Monocraze.
That's what we're
Just
being
take
told
a-
we're on.
take a step back.
That's what we're being told. We had some kind of bender or something.
look. I'm just gonna be real with you. About 2 days ago,
No, this is yesterday.
yesterday, we woke up in these ancient ruins that you mentioned
In the towers.
in the towers,
That's
dressed
right, Jimmothy did mention this.
dressed in this garb, dressed in his garb,
I hope you woke up
with
that
no
dress.
with no recollection of our previous spot. Other than that, we are not from this place, and we are looking for answers. We
Well, well, then
genuinely
you better
do not
go
know.
find them.
Thank you.
I don't know what to tell you. That sounds like one wicked case of mana craze to me. Maybe permanent. That would suck.
It is not mana craze.
Well, what is it?
I don't
You
know.
expect me to believe two dudes that showed up,
Well, there is a third.
three dudes that showed up in the ancient tower, no recollection about anything on their past, left, came here to Kirkwall and have no idea what the hell they're doing,
Well,
or who
no,
they
no,
are.
No. We killed some goblins first, and then we were saved by the Grey Guard.
Still, I don't buy it. Being saved, I do buy, but just having no idea who you are, you guys are just taking it
Well, we're
really.
not buying it because we got nothing to sell. So
All right. Stein is like, on that note, we're going to be leaving. He's like, Tristan, Stein. And Stein's like, let's just keep it moving.
So Jimmothy, we need to. I like to kind of consult with Jimmothy.
Yeah, you pull him aside.
We need to find something that can convince people that we are not on mana craze. We have to figure out what exactly mana craze is, and we have to,
well, hear me out.
because people are gonna keep thinking that we're on drugs.
Hear me out. We
'Cause
stopped
it does
saying
sound
we're from
ridiculous.
another world.
Yeah, but what do we say? If we
We
say we
don't.
don't.
We don't.
We don't say. Yeah.
I guess.
We'll hear what the Elder has to say tonight.
Then how are we
about
supposed to find
the
answers?
Ancient Jedi text, and then hopefully that'll give us some answers. If not, we'll take it from there.
Hmm.
I'd rather blend in as someone that's not crazy.
I guess.
We'll see how it goes. Well, that is saying if Justin Timberlake doesn't jump out saying we're getting pranked right now, so. And then I look in a corner of a room.
This is not a prank.
Well,
If this is a prank, this would be the most elaborate prank in history. We literally we committed murder earlier, yesterday,
well, well,
and we watched other humans die.
did we?
Yeah, we watched those other people get blasted by arrows.
No, that was all goblins. Goblins aren't people. Come on.
And on that note, we'll
Fade to black.
fade to black and fade back in to earlier today. Winter has arrived outside the door, I assume.
Yes, I have.
Angelica is there, leaning on the door frame of this empty door. She has on like this leather belt that has various like pouches and stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
She has these just like stuff that you wouldn't really wear if you planned on cleaning out a room.
Right.
She says, "Well, here's the room."
Okay then. I step on in.
So inside the room, you see just like miscellaneous clutter. Nothing that doesn't look too crazy to clean out. You see some stacks of old books, old clothes, cloth,
Right.
lots of dust, some boxes of something, like crates, barrels.
Okay.
And Angelica then steps in and just starts moving things around.
Okay, well, I guess I also get to work and start moving some stuff around.
So she doesn't say anything. She spends the first maybe hour or so just not really saying anything. But you do as you're working, you just kind of you do catch her looking at you.
Okay. I'll ignore it for now and keep working.
Also, just so you know, it is a readable language. It is like English, basically, like common
Okay.
on these books.
Okay.
You can read them.
Okay, I'll keep my eye out for anything that might be interesting as I'm helping move
This looks to
stuff
be like
around.
kid books.
Okay.
Weirdly enough, like ancient kid stories.
Okay. Any neat ones? Or are we just like...
You move one of the stacks of books,
Okay.
and you see an all black. All the other ones have lots of color.
Right.
On the leather and on the pictures on the front. But you see an all black book, and for some reason it's just this is odd.
Right, yeah,
there's
no, definitely.
there's no text on the cover or anything. It's at the bottom of the stacks.
My curiosity drives me to go ahead and give her a crack open.
You open it, you die. It's
Oh, well. It's been nice being here, boys.
It's been a favorite
I gotta
point to
go.
not die.
no, you go to you open it, and basically what you see, there's a torn page in the front where the title would be,
Right.
and then you just see really, this is still a child's book. Well, at least it has illustrations. You don't know if it's meant for children, but you see a knight in all dark armor,
Okay.
and he's holding a sword like this, up,
Okay.
and it's glinting. And then you see the text, and it says, "Once so brave and noble."
Is that it?
That's just what's on the front for the first page.
Okay.
And then
I flipped to the next page.
you flip to the next page, and it's just the same pose again, but instead of the sword glinting in the sunlight, it's there's a thunder cloud behind them, and lightning is shocking the knight because of his sword being held up, and then the text says, "But also foolish."
Oh. I know a few people like that. Okay. And I'll go ahead and flip to the next page.
It's a different scene this time. You see a crumbling tower, and it says, the text says, "Destined to rebuild." Next page.
Yeah.
The tower it's the same tower but rebuilt. Whole again.
Okay. I start to think.
And then Angelica comes over, and she's like, "What are you looking at?"
I kind of just hold the book out to her, and I'm like, I don't know.
She's
it's
like,
look different from all the other
"It's
ones
blank."
here. What do you mean it's blank?
You look again. There's nothing on the pages.
Ooh, spooky.
Whoa.
I am obviously a little dumbfounded by this, but
She's
I'm
like,
just like,
"Ooh, maybe it's your elf vision.
Don't know if that's a thing, but
Is it not? Some guy at the inn told me that.
you know
But
what?
I wouldn't listen to what he says or anything. I'm just telling you what I've heard.
Right, of course. I mean, at this point, he probably might know more than I do about that, so I'm gonna assume maybe, but at the same time, we'll keep that one in the back pocket for later.
Do you like? So you like know magic and stuff, right? That's what they say. Like you could totally teach me, right?
I guess we could possibly learn together, considering I just, as far as I can remember at least, just cast my first spell yesterday.
Oh shit. That's not good.
Yeah, no, I agree. Once again, like, I understand that everyone thinks we're on this, whatever this mana craze thing is, and I understand that.
Oh, you're definitely not on mana craze.
Oh,
I've been on one, I can tell.
oh really?
Yeah.
What's that like, out of curiosity?
It's like, do you ever feel like you're yourself, but you're not in your body? Like you're just present in someone else's life?
Huh.
It was so strange.
You know, strange you bring that up. I felt that recently.
Is that how you feel right now? Because if so, maybe I was wrong. Maybe you are on a mana craze.
I mean, I feel like myself right now to an extent. I once
Like,
again, I don't.
She like stands up and she's like, "Do you feel like your soul is like just being like, you know?"
I can't say I know what means, but no, not really. Like,
Well-
outside of magically being an elf all of a sudden, I feel pretty normal.
Well, you want to see something cool?
I guess.
Besides this blank book,
I suppose.
all right, follow me. She steps out of the room.
Are we done?
Well,
Are you guys going to
done as we can be.
the spooky room?
Fair enough. I guess I'll put down the blank.
She-
Actually, no. I want to. No, I'll put down a blank book.
She's like walking backwards as you're talking down the hallway. She's like, "We're gonna go out the back."
Why would we do that?
Just in case Stein happens to be out front with your friends.
Oh, so we're not supposed to be doing whatever we're about to be doing.
Anyway, and and she leads you to like a back area, like a back small door.
I kind of like sigh as I follow, but I'm like, okay, if we get in trouble, you're taking the fall on this one. I'm new here.
Oh, don't worry about it. We won't be getting in trouble. We'll just be reminded about how dangerous it is. And then she keeps walking out the building.
Dangerous. I'm not liking where this is going. I go ahead and follow her out.
She leads you through like some tight walkways of congested residential buildings, pretty much. Like down the hill.
Okay.
And,
Oh, we're like going.
yeah.
Okay.
And so Kirkwall has like a very, I can't remember if I said it last time or not, or if I even mentioned it, but it does have like palisades around it.
I think you did, if I remember right. That sounds familiar.
So there's like a crack in one of them. And she's like, "We're just gonna go through here real quickly."
Okay then.
And she steps out.
I mean, I guess I follow her out.
So it's about a 20-minute walk to this part of the forest that she's taking you to.
Man, we walking.
But it looks to be like on a well-traveled path.
Okay. That's a little reassuring, I guess.
So you're going through this forest, this pinewood forest here. And as you're walking, it does start to feel a little bit like warmer.
Okay.
Like wherever you're walking towards, like the air is noticeably just warmer.
Okay, so it's not as like wintry cold.
No, it's like someone turned the heat on
Okay.
and like it's like starting to heat up.
Okay. Interesting.
And then you like as you're walking, you begin to hear like a low rumbling, like woo, woo,
Oh, that's an interesting sound.
And
What
she's
is that?
She's like, have you ever seen one of these in person before? Like, there's like some like underbrush like around her right now.
Okay, I'm like, what do you mean? See what in person?
She pushes some underbrush out of the way. One of these, and resting like in this clearing, you see a 10-foot tall, pure blue crystal. Like that's like emerging from the earth, like being forced from the earth's crust or the planet's crust.
Okay, so I'm immediately like, I kind of under my breath. Yeah, this is starting to give us some big Final Fantasy vibes, all right.
And then you look around, and there's like smaller crystals that are just kind of like broken off around it.
Okay.
And the ground is more gravelly around the surface. And she just kind of like strolls right up to the crystal, and she's like, a mana crystal.
Oh, so this is what you guys were talking about. As I like follow her up to it, and I kind of like I
And
kneel
you
down to
feel-
like
you
kind of
feel-
like
you
examine
feel-
one
you
of the
feel-
smaller
you feel
ones a
the-
little bit more.
You go to touch it, and it's warm, like really like
Okay.
warm.
So it's something I can hold without like I don't get like hurt from the touch or anything. Like there's no
No,
adverse
no.
effects.
It's just like it's certainly a crystal.
Okay.
And she's like, she kneels down next to you. So you've never seen one of these? I mean, we all grew up on stories that the elves, you know, were accustomed with the mana crystals, and they were able to help the people before kind of get a hold of what they are. I mean, some would even say it's their fault they exist to begin with, but I don't believe that.
Interesting. I mean, I've definitely seen these before, but I wouldn't say like in person. Maybe. I'm trying to like think of how to describe seeing them in a video game without describing seeing them in a video game. I'm like.
She's like, give me that real quick. And she opens her hand.
I go ahead and I hand it over to her.
So when she touches the crystal,
Mm-hmm.
she's like, in her other hand, she's like, she closes her eyes and grabs the crystal. You start to see a little bit of like arcane like energy kind of like start to web between her fingers, and she kind of like plays with it a little bit. But it looks like it's taking like a lot out of her.
Right.
And then she just drops the crystal on the ground and sighs.
Huh. So it looks like you have the starting inklings of being able to use magic.
It's just, I can use it without the crystal, but it's just easier to focus.
Right. Is that the most you've been able to do so far?
Well, with control, I'd say yes.
With control. What have you been able to do without control?
I don't really want to talk about it.
That, you know what? That's fair. I get that. I go ahead and pick up the crystal again in my own hand.
And you just like is the pulsing like is continuing.
Right. I try to mimic what she just did with my hand, you know, just kind of like see if I can't. I close my eyes for a moment and start focusing to see if I can get the same effect here.
All right, interesting. All right, so you grab the crystal and you're trying to mimic what she was doing.
Yeah.
So when you hold the crystal and you're trying to focus, this like dark energy like just begins to like almost like the spell you casted begins to rise up from your wrist
Okay.
and form like actual have like a smoke cloud pretty much almost
Oh, like-
of
like-
energy like an
I don't know,
energy
like-
cloud.
Okay.
And you're able to just hold it there.
Okay. It looks like stable enough. Like I'm
Yeah,
not
like
gonna-
it's stable.
Okay. That's
It's like condensed energy pretty much.
okay. Cool.
Like dark energy.
So I'm sitting there and I'm staring at. I open my eyes to like kind of like, you know, like one eye open. I'm like, oh.
And she's like, that's so cool.
Well, look at that. I guess I can do this. I go ahead and I like kind of like.
She's like, you should come here. And she grabs your hand and she leads you to the big crystal.
Oh no.
and she just puts your hand on the crystal,
Mm-hmm.
and you immediately go, like you feel this energy just like begin to like pulse through you pretty much. And then
Okay.
it's like you got flashbang pretty much. Like your
It's like when I took the Tsar bomb.
yeah, your vision is whited over. You feel the like that warmth you've been feeling has now just been all put into you directly. And you're feeling this sense of falling. And you're falling backwards. And you think you're about to hit the ground, but you don't. And then you were falling backwards, and then you're back up and you open your eyes.
Okay.
Like you just did like a full circle, and now you're standing somewhere else.
Wait, what do you mean I'm standing somewhere else?
Before you, you see a field of violet flowers
Oh, now I am tripping. Fuck.
over rolling hills.
Okay.
You think back to the emblem on your clothes, the
Mhm.
violet flowers.
Oh.
Walking amongst them is another elf.
Okay.
Sheer gown. It's a woman.
Okay.
She looks back to you. Face blurry.
Okay, so I can't tell any like actual
You should be
facial
able
features.
from where you're standing, you should be able to make it out what she
Okay.
looks like. She just kind of calls you over. And she says something, but there's no audio. It's like someone muted her.
Okay.
Like she's silenced.
I attempt to go ahead and, just because I have no clue where I am, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to walk towards her. Like, obviously she motioned for me to come towards
You
her.
take
so
a
I'll
step,
that.
and then you fall forward again, like you're going forward circle.
Oh,
and then
man.
you're laying on the ground in front of the mana crystal.
This is some Inception shit. Oh,
And
wow.
overlooking you is Angelica, and she's like, "Are you okay?
Yeah,
It's been hours."
Oh.
I was totally freaking out. I was like, I just met this guy Australian elf, and I killed him.
I sit
How do
up.
I explain this to my dad?
Yeah, I go ahead and I sit up, and I'm like, no, I'm surprisingly fine. So, quick question for you. This Skystralia that we keep talking about, do there happen to be like purplish flowers there?
I don't know, unfortunately.
Okay.
But like, you're good. Like you don't feel weird.
No, I don't think I do. Do I?
You feel fine.
Okay. Yeah, no, no, I think I'm okay. I
She
started kind
sighs.
of like I get up and I kind of brush off my cloak, like
Yeah.
I fell over into the dirt, you
Mhm.
know. I would like to go ahead though, and while we're here, I would like to go ahead and pick up one of the crystals off the ground still and just kind of like pocket it for a later time.
Mm.
Is that an acceptable thing for
Yeah.
me to do? Okay. Can I write
Yeah,
it
you
down
can-
in like
you
an
can- yeah,
inventory
you
backpack?
Yeah, you can pocket out a mana crystal.
Sick.
Oh.
So that was that small mana crystal?
Yeah,
I
like
guess?
like a small one.
Sick.
She's like, so did you like see anything or?
Well, that's why I was asking about the flowers. For a moment there, I could have sworn I was seeing like a field of purple-ish flowers that like look a lot like.
Whoa! Yeah,
in
she like
here.
points to it. Whoa!
Yeah, there was somebody else there who seemed like they wanted me to walk towards them, and then at the moment I took a step, I was back here.
Interesting.
Is that the mana craze you guys were talking about?
I don't know what that was. But you're lucky though. When I first touched the crystal. Phew.
Oh, so that's when you had your mana craze.
Yeah.
Understood. Okay.
She looks up to the sky. Oh, it's a little past noon now. We should probably start heading back.
That's probably a good idea.
And unless you want to talk to her, it's just a silent 20-minute walk back to.
I mean,
Well,
I'm sure we have casual
20,
talk on
25
the way back or something. But
Yeah,
I
she-
don't know.
yeah.
Like, you know, just kind of like casual conversation to fill the silence. 'Cause I'm definitely not an awkward silence type of person. So I'm sure we don't want to do just 20 minutes of me just.
So yeah,
Randomly conversing.
you're walking towards back to the village. and then this is where the timelines converge.
Okay.
Sort of ish.
Uh-oh. Wait a second.
You start to see the Kirkwall come into view,
Okay.
and you see what looks to be like a lot of smoke coming from the village.
Uh-oh.
Like a lot.
Okay.
And Angelica looks back. That doesn't look right. And she starts to run. And
I follow directly after
and we're going
her.
to cut back to you two. As you were walking back to the lodge, Vernon, you're about halfway there almost. Just at the base of the hill. Vernon had ran up to you guys. Out of breath. And shockingly, an arrow sticking out of his shoulder. And he's like, and he's like just in pain. And he falls over, and then that's when you actually hear it. And it's coming closer. The sounds of battle. Ringing. Blade on blade. Blade on armor. And Vernon is just laying there in the snow, and Stein kneels over. He's like, Vernon! What do you guys do in this very moment?
I yell at Stein.
You've literally probably only left the tavern, which is in the center of town, maybe 15 minutes ago.
I'm like, Stein, where would we find our weapons?
1 second.
Because as far as I know, we still don't have them, right?
No, you guys don't have them. Trying to find the new John.
Vernon pulls up with the arrow in his shoulder.
Yeah. And so Stein is pretty much gonna kneel down, and he's like, back at the lodge! Go! Hurry!
I sprint, and I ask Jimbo, do you think Eric is okay?
I think it's more than okay.
What's that supposed to mean?
Exactly what you think.
Dang, Jimmothy out here thinking I'm getting some right now.
He's got the W Riz, though.
Dope Riz. Apparently, I got the. Never mind.
You got the L Riz.
I got the L Riz.
Gotta find the combat trick. So you burst into the lodge, and you hear a shout immediately from inside. And there seems to be battle here, like a sneak attack.
What the hell?
Stepping around the corner, you see a goblin dragging a guard in the hearth. I would like you both to roll we're going to be rolling the dexterity initiative, dexterity insight for initiative. Who's going to be considered the leader?
I'm not in this.
Yeah,
fight,
you're not
right?
in this. Yeah.
Dexterity insight?
Yeah.
My dexterity and insight. My dexterity is D8. My insight is D6.
I'll be the leader. What am I trying to hit?
You're going to be trying to hit whatever their initiative score is. So you don't know what that is. It's only one. You only see one goblin.
I rolled 2, right?
Yeah, you roll as well.
Jimbo got a higher one.
What'd you roll, Jimbo?
I got a 9. Well, you're just adding to my roll or something.
Yeah, if you pass the 10, you add +1. Pat.
I roll a 7.
Goblin.
She's right there.
Here you go. So you said you rolled a 9.
Yeah.
You just beat it.
Pog.
So the goblin is dragging this guard, and he turns and sees you guys at this bench. He's like, ah! And then one of you gets to immediately act. You have no weapons though.
That's you, Chief.
Alright. I'm just gonna, I guess, try and punch him. Maybe.
Okay, so
Um,
what is your normal attack thing? Was it?
Yeah, good.
Well, my might is D10.
Okay, so what's this roll? What's your normal actually check for your sword?
Dex plus might plus 1.
All right, so
Or dex and might
so
plus
we'll just do same actually scored for now.
So
Might-
I roll a dex and a might, right?
Yep.
So that's 10 plus 1 is 11.
So 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, you beat.
All right, now the damage is D8 plus D10. Am I reading that right? Wait,
Huh?
no.
It's your highest roll of the two.
Oh, so 8 damage.
Plus, we'll say plus 0 because it's your best. So 8 damage.
Yeah.
So you actually come up and you immediately just full on deck this goblin into the floor, like, and it's just incapacitated.
That's my guy.
And then the guard is dead. The guard throat slit, absolutely deceased.
Rest in peace.
the hell's going
Assessing
on
the
here?
situation here, you do check that there's other dead goblins and guards in here.
Is there any human alive?
Not immediately in the main hearth area, but you do hear like screaming from the back, like where your guys' room is.
We'll head that way.
I'd like to sprint.
And we'll say you get back there.
Actually, is there any weapon on the ground? Like on the guards or anybody?
Yeah, the guard, one of the guards does have a bow.
I'll pick up a bow. I'll if there's a sword, I'll pick
Yeah,
a
there's
sword,
a normal sword for Pat.
kick a sword over to Pat.
Sick.
Pat, I do believe you still have your shield.
Yes.
So you, we'll say to the Jim Bob that you don't have unlimited arrows like we normally would assume. We'd say you have about 5 arrows.
Okay.
That you manage to scavenge up as you're running. So you get to the back hallway, pretty much like where you guys were staying. You see like 2 goblins just viciously banging on another door, like just absolutely trying to get in this door, and you hear yelling. They haven't noticed you.
Well, it is my turn, I suppose, right?
Yeah. We'll just say it was.
Usually we would choose, right?
Yeah.
I'll
It's like a pseudo combat kind of thing here. So.
yeah. I'll do a barrage for 10 mind points to get multi-2 so I can shoot both of them.
Okay.
So the first shot is a 17,
That would break.
which would be 9 damage.
Okay.
And the second one is an 11 for 12 damage.
You come around the corner. You knock the 2 arrows, and you loose them both. Headshots, dead. They fall over dead. Deceased.
I'll
damn.
go up to the door and I'll be like, the goblins out here are dead. Stay inside.
And then you hear, "Oh, Jimmothy," and it's the elder's voice.
Uh,
And she, you hear like a lot of bolting, and then she unbolts the door, and you see her there holding, she's holding like a really she shouldn't be able to hold this blade. Like it looks like really like she's having a hard time holding it.
you're safe for now.
And then she takes a step out, and she does this and puts the blade to you.
Like giving it to me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Is it his blade?
Yeah. What's
Pat.
this blade look like?
Arthur, this is the blade that you saw in the stained glass.
I see.
And now that you look at the handle, it's reminiscent of the armor. Same make. And she's like, "This is what I wanted to talk about at dinner. Now go, save my son, save my village."
All right, Jimmothy, let's go.
Are there any more goblins? Do you know if there are any more goblins down this hallway? Should we go?
No,
to the
no,
main hallway?
go save him. She
All right, let's
shuts
go.
the door.
I don't know what's happening, but let's go.
And then we're gonna cut back to Eric, Winter, and Angelica, who are sprinting up. And then as you're outside the palisades, you actually see about 24 goblins, not like frantically acting, just standing still
Okay.
outside the walls. Now they're far off enough, like they're more like towards the main gate,
Right.
but they're just standing there, and you see standing amongst them is like a cloaked figure,
Okay.
like fully cloaked,
Oh.
and you see like his hands are like this. I don't know where we're looking. Is Yoko,
Is T-posing?
is Yoko behind me?
No.
Yeah, he's behind me, isn't he? MCU humor.
Always.
But yeah,
has
you
been.
see like raising the hands is this like cloaked figure, and then you start to see the goblins like to like get amped, like they're like, yeah, woo,
Right.
yeah, baby.
Huh.
And Angelica's like, get down, get down, get down. And like she like you guys are like nestled down in this like
Okay,
like
yeah.
little
Oh,
snow
oh.
bunker, basically.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, okay. She's like totally freaking out. She's like losing her shit.
Right. Right. Right.
She's like, what do we do?
I don't know. There's that. I killed like 2 goblins last time, not like 20.
Like, she's like, do you think? She's just going. She's like absolutely zoinked, basically. She's like, maybe. I don't know. Don't you have like some? You know, like some just. Some
Maybe.
Can't you like summon like a meteor from the sky or something?
That is something that would be really cool and really helpful right now, but I don't think so. Last time all I had was this really interesting dark blast thing that just evaporated 2 goblins. But it was only like 2, and it hit the 3rd one and didn't evaporate it. So I don't know how strong the spell actually is.
And you just start to hear like this, like, fucking like chanting from this figure, like, and then the goblins begin to start to march towards the gate. You can see like arrows firing down from like the gatehouse.
Okay.
She's like, oh, I knew we should have went back the way we came. I don't know why I thought we should go to the front gate.
Yeah, good question. I thought we were sneaking around in the first place.
Well, we saw that it was on fire, so.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's a little different. I'm like looking at my chart right now, like, is there anything I can realistically do here?
You got it.
I got enough for this many fucking goblins and whoever
And
this
then,
Mr. Chanter dude is.
So. Luckily, at this point, you see like a rope ladder get tossed over the palisades, and you
Right.
look up and you see Vernon at the gatehouse, like because there's like a platform on the palisades, and since Angelica took you to the front of the, this is the most well defended area of the palisades, is the front. So he's like, Miss Angelica, the ladder, and you see like this like rope ladder, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you run towards the ladder.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so this does draw the attention of some gobbos,
Okay.
and they start to rush over.
Okay.
Angelica, obviously, she's like, deuces, and she starts going up the ladder.
Fair enough.
Vernon is going to fire off some shots, killing at least one, I say, immediately.
Okay, so how many are left?
There's just one rushing you right now. He's
Okay.
coming at you.
Well, I'm immediately going to try to conjure that spell I did last
Okay.
time, which, God, I wish I had that tabbed on here. I actually had to reset my tablet before this session,
Yeah.
so like I factory reset it like a couple days ago, so I'm sitting here like, where's my stuff at?
And just to give like a little extra timeline here, this is like, let's say like around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
Okay.
But since you're up north, it's not pitch black dark, but it is darker up here.
Right.
It's like just like, you know, it's just that right level of nighttime.
Okay. I'm at classes. I'm almost at gamers.
You're good.
Wait, why am I at weapons? Why
So
did I
Pat,
go classes
the
to
swords,
Yep.
don't worry about stats for it right now.
Okay.
Okay. So I will go ahead and immediately cast. I'm almost there. I'm at that one. This class.
Once again, if you're enjoying this episode, please check out the Arclight podcast as well on the channel. Little plug while Eric pulls up his spell.
Okay, I am right here. Okay, we're here, and it's called. I want to say it's called Umbra. It's Umbra.
Yeah, Umbra, I believe, is the spell you have.
Umbra. Yes, I have Umbra. Okay, so I'm just gonna fling one Umbra, which means I'm only using 10 of
Okay.
my.
So you
MP.
immediately whip around, the cloak bellowing as you extend your
I
staff.
have to cast it with. That is. What's my magic check again?
I believe it should tell you what the offensive spell casting is.
Yeah, I have it right here. Inspiration and willpower. Okay, which are both my D10 or insight and willpower. Sorry, which are both D10s. A D10, and I'm borrowing someone else's D10 real quick. A 9. So 9.
Actually, just hits.
Okay, cool. That gives me high roll plus 15. My high roll was a 7.
So 7 plus 15.
Yeah.
So you absolutely just turn this dude into ash as he's running up.
Good.
He's just wailing this tiny little dagger. And you just whip around, cloak bellowing. You extend your staff and just...
Yeah, I panic cast.
Yeah.
I just whip around. I'm all like, God, I hope this works. And just pull the staff. Or I don't have my staff, do I?
No, you don't have your staff. You're right. I forgot they confiscated that as well. But you're able to just
We'll just actually, to make it make sense, I took out the mana crystal in
Yeah.
my hand and
instinctually,
Used it
yeah,
instead.
you use that instinctually, like somehow.
as a focus
yeah.
instead of my staff, and just
You don't even realize you're like, oh,
yeah.
wicked, and you just turn this thing into ash,
Okay, cool.
and then you do see the chanting figure lower his arms, and like you just see like this like billowing smoke profile come from the cloak look over in your direction, and then you start to see another hand rise,
Uh oh.
and then we're gonna cut back to you two as you begin to start going up the ladder.
Okay.
So you're rushing back down out the lodge. Sword, Pat.
Yeah.
Like I said, handle looks to be made from the same material as your armor.
Mm-hmm.
It's in design. It looks like a stereotypical sword hilt with the cross guard, pommel. But then the blade is when you begin to really recognize it with the etched runes and down the centerpiece,
Okay.
just like from the stained glass. And for some reason, it just feels like, okay, now this is right. Like this
This is natural.
natural. So
Okay.
Jim Bob, since you ran out first, you burst through the door again, the front door. There is now a host of Grey Guard there, fighting various goblins. Stein is in the center, like with one sword, like pointing and issuing commands, as Vernon is like kneeled down, like very like trying to shoot with this injured shoulder. What would you guys like?
How many goblins do I see?
Immediately you see like another about 24. Like you see like a goblin horde essentially has just descended upon this town. You fucking just seeing guardsmen getting sniped. And just like as they fall, the goblins, like you see a goblin jump on one of the guards and just repeatedly start stabbing him all the way down till he lands on the ground. He's just gonna keep stabbing him. And you actually get a good look at these goblins. They do not look like there's something different about them.
Arthur, what do we do?
What do we do? So, all right. Not Stein. Yeah, Vernon is there, right?
Yeah, Vernon is there like haphazardly being able to shoot.
And then where's Stein? Or was he?
He's the one issuing orders.
He's one issue. And we're just in this like open area.
Also, point of correction. It wasn't Vernon that lowered that ladder. I don't know why. There's this miscellaneous guard dude that did.
Oh, okay.
That makes more sense.
He's the only named guard in the town, so that's why I deferred to his name. So,
I mean, should we
Retcon.
should we
Yeah.
just just defend as much as possible, or do you want to try and find air?
Just as you say that, you see like a giant like explosion go off at the guardhouse, at the gatehouse. We cut back to Eric.
Damn it!
Oh, it's me.
You've made it on top of the platform
Okay, so
with Angelica and nameless guard who totally is not Vernon.
okay, so
And then
homeboy
What's his
with the
name?
smoke stuff. Didn't hit me with
Homeboy's name
anything.
is Timote.
Okay, he didn't actually hit me with anything. I actually was able to get up the thing, right?
No,
Oh,
but
I think
no,
so was on the platform.
yeah, you get no, as in you didn't get hit anything.
Okay, cool.
So you're on the platform, but he did raise his hand, and from that hand, the gatehouse like exploded.
Oh,
So you're flung off the platform with Angelica and nameless guard now named Timote. He
Okay.
dies. He gets impaled
oh, right.
by some spikes,
Damn.
some debris.
Didn't even need to give him a name. We
No.
just
No, Jim Bob asked me
perfectly
what his
good
name
names.
was. So Timote will return.
Okay.
Somehow Timote will return, but you guys are flung off the platform,
Right.
and pretty much you're like laying on the ground next to Angelica. Somehow minor damage, I'd say.
Okay.
Not enough to lose HP. Because, MC.
Right. Got it. I got that power.
Yeah, so. What do you do?
Well,
The town is.
immediately-
This part of the town is fucked. There's like everything's on fire, dead bodies, civilian guard, goblin.
Right. Of course, I'm immediately picking
Gatehouse.
myself up
Yeah,
and
gatehouse shattered.
checking Angelica to make sure she's also okay.
She is unconscious.
Okay. Well, I don't want to leave her out in the middle of this craziness. Is there anywhere nearby I could very easily like shelter her?
No.
Not even any guards nearby that could be like, hey.
No, it's absolute chaos right now. Any guards that are standing, they're in like survival mode right now, trying just to fight for their lives.
Gotcha. Okay. And are there any immediate enemies near me?
Immediately,
'Cause I'm like looking
No.
around to make sure. Okay.
every goblin that was in the square is either dead from that explosion or now occupied fighting a guardsman.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and
And the goblins that were outside are just standing there again.
okay. So am I strong enough to lift Angelica? Is that a thing I can do?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and carry her, and I'm gonna head towards the main hall house thing that we've all been staying.
Okay, so you're lifting Angelica, and just as you lift her, the cloaked figure is like walking
Oh,
into the gate, like the destroyed ruins of the gatehouse.
I see.
And he just kind of stands there. You still the shadowy bits from his hands and his face are gone, but you can't see like who this character is.
Understood. I'm gonna stay silent.
But you do actually
Oh,
notice in one of his hands is a mana crystal,
I see. Okay.
and it looks like it's not blue. It's like a weird like purple almost,
Okay.
and he's like gripping it, like he has the death grip on it basically.
Dang, he got the gorilla grip.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my first priority is to make sure Angelica doesn't get hurt any further. So I'm once again still gonna attempt to just start dashing off here. Like, nope. We're gonna.
Yeah, so you turn
nope
yeah, you
off.
turn here and start noping off, and he gives chase, but as in like he's just walking Michael Myers style.
Okay, so
And the other goblins are starting to flank him, and they're moving in now.
Okay. So
So you're making your way back up to the
Great Hall.
The Great Hall. Back to Arthur and Jimmothy. The explosion has gone off.
So are there any enemies like right in our area?
I'd say there's like, if you wanted to run out to like this defensive ring that's been formed, you could probably engage.
Go fight Arthur, and then I'll look around. Are there any like arrows from guards on the ground or anything?
Yeah, so there's like a front line of guardsmen who are fighting with swords, and then there's like a couple archers in the back who have their arrows like staked in the ground, so they can quickly just pull them and shoot them.
I'll
So
pull up to one of those.
You pull up to one, and he just kind of gives you this look,
I
and he
start
actually
shooting.
and you look at him, and he has the bow that you had earlier, and he just hands it to you, and you swap bows. Yeah.
I just start shooting goblins
Okay.
as much as I can.
Okay, so
So anyways, I started blasting.
since we're in this
So
pseudo combat and you guys are badass, we'll just say you're just able to quickly dispatch a couple of goblins here and there.
Okay.
When Arthur pulls into the front line, you do like a really, I'd say like once again the flow state of combat hits you. That the flow state of combat that Pat would not know of swordsmanship. Like
Right.
you're walking up, you give the sword this edgy like flail, like a flourish,
Right.
and you just impale it directly into a goblin into the ground. Punch another in the face, rip out the sword, chop off another goblin's head. Like you're just immediately going in, like with rage, basically right now. Like you've never been so angry before in your life than this moment.
Sick.
It's at this point you see Winter / Eric running up the hill.
I just yell his name, or well, yeah, yell
Winter.
Winter.
And I was sitting there.
Yeah, and he's just holding it's just like an explosion in the background. You see like all these goblins following him, and
Holy shit!
yeah, so you see Pat standing there going ham on these goblins, and it's like there's like a radiant light coming from his eyes, almost like a red hue is being like as he's moving his head, it's like trailing almost like some edgy Goblin Slayer shit. And then you don't
I'm
see
cracked
you
right
don't
now.
see Jimmothy because he's in the back line. But do you
Okay.
start clearing? Do you start clearing a path to him?
Yeah, I'm just fighting my way
Stein looks over and sees you carrying Angelica, and he's gonna start running through this path.
Right. Okay, so I see Stein. I'm immediately gonna start hightailing it towards him because
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yes, please take her.
Please take your daughter.
Yes.
At this point, do we see the dark cloaked figure?
Yeah, you do see just walking calmly amongst the other the goblins that are rushing the battle lines, just like cloaked figure.
Once like at least most of the Grey Guard are like not fighting one-on-one with goblins anymore, I'll start shooting that way.
Okay, so you go to shoot him. Give me a roll.
You're shooting the cloak dude?
Ooh.
That's a crit 1.
You roll double ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Crit 2.
So that is a fumble.
Oof.
What is a fumble in this game? This is the first time we've had one.
It's I gain a fabulous point.
Yeah, you get
for
Fabula
that.
point for fumbling.
You gave Fabio a point
Nice. At least you could get
I
that.
could use a fabulous point to reroll though, right?
if you wanted to.
But I kind of want to gain one. So I'll gain one.
Karen, please read us off what a fumble does here.
So, a fumble. When both dice roll during a check show a 1, the result is a fumble, which is the exact opposite of a critical success. No matter the modifiers, a fumble check is just immediately a failure.
Okay.
But not because of the incompetence of the character, but because of some unfortunate twist.
Uh-oh.
When you roll a fumble, whoever controls your opposition in this scene gets an opportunity. So basically, I get to
I'm
choose.
getting blasted.
Jim Bob got a. Never mind.
No, no,
Or a
continue
goblin
that
pulls
thought.
up
No, I'm
on
good,
on
I'm
me.
Right.
We're continuing that thought here, Pat. Come on.
Yeah, go on, Pat.
Jim Bob went to go shoot at the cloaked figure and got a glance of Angelica's ass, and it
Yeah.
distracted him from the shot.
I mean, he is the one over here making all the assumptions. Or
Listen, I'm trying to get
what's the
you two
word?
together.
Uh,
Assumptions, right?
I never said I was assumptions. No, what's the word I'm thinking? Insinuations?
Insinuation,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm looking for. My character doesn't want that.
So basically,
Yeah, it'd be good for us.
Would it?
Getting in with the
For who?
Getting in with the royal family. Come on.
you go to shoot this arrow, and he just like you see this dark cloud like form. He's just like, and like this dark cloud like smoke just catches the arrow, and just deflects it.
Well, damn.
And he's just gonna keep casually walking.
Just flip the bird.
And so you guys finally meet. Stein and Arthur meet with,
Okay.
and Stein's like, Angelica.
We took a bit of a fall. I'm okay. unconscious but seems okay. If you could take her, that'd be great. I need to start blasting.
So as he you hand off the cargo
Yeah.
to Stein, who like gives like a look over your shoulder to the cloaked figure,
Mm-hmm.
who is just like you're about to do the handoff, and you see the cloaked figure, the cloaked figure is behind you,
Yeah.
like raising his hand, and like this cackling energy is gonna happen,
Uh-oh.
and then he just throws out his hand like this, and this spear of electricity starts to fly towards you,
Uh-oh.
and Stein pushes you out of the way with Angelica, and just gets impaled by this
Oh,
lightning
no!
spear.
Oh fuck!
Oh shit.
And he's just like, ah! Ah! And then he begins to like he's like being electrocuted by the spear as it's impaling him.
Oh, shit. Can I act? Is that a thing I could do? Or
Uh,
is
you-
it Pat's turn? I never got to roll initiative,
Well,
so I don't know
yeah.
whose turn this is.
Well, we're in pseudo, so this just happened. He's impaled,
Okay.
electrocuted. You're still holding Angelica. Arthur is there. What are you doing?
But I'm gonna get freaky.
Uh-oh. Getting a little freaky.
I'm gonna look over at him, at the cloak guy. Hold on.
What?
What?
Go on.
I want to try and use provoke
Okay. What's that?
on him. You may use an action, spend 5 mind points to perform an opposed check against a creature you can see. Describe how you taunt them. If I succeed, the target suffers enraged and is compelled to focus their attention on me.
Okay. What is the opposed check? What does it say?
It's might plus willpower.
All right. So roll.
So that is a 5 and a 7. So
Cool.
you got yourself a nice old 12.
At 12. I basically just look at him like, you bastard. You know, the usual.
Huge.
Does it say like what the person has to roll back?
No. It just says.
So,
opposed
especially
check.
now, is fast way to determine some outcome because each character taking part in the post check performs the same attribute check with no difficulty level. Whoever gets the higher result wins. All right. So what was yours?
12.
12,
And what was the stats again?
Might and willpower.
All right. See, might and willpower.
Take this sword and shove it up your ass.
What'd you get?
12.
I rolled double eights, which is a critical success.
And higher than
Yep.
a 12.
Yes. Alright, well, never mind then.
So how do you taunt? How do you attempt to taunt the cloaked figure?
Pretty much, I was gonna kind of like, you know, flash the sword at him and like, you know,
Mhm.
maybe like like.
Did you say come?
I'm gonna, yeah, flash a sword and then maybe like rush at him, but like not commit to the rush.
Mhm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, like a
Yeah. Basically, I'm just
Yeah,
like,
like
yo, back up.
yeah, like a check.
Yeah.
So you gotta do that, and the cloaked figure just commits Crocs.
Cross his head.
Yeah, cocks his head.
Okay.
Yeah, and just he's holding his hand like this with the electricity, and he just crunches, and then you just see Stein just falls over, lifeless,
Oh, shit. Okay.
and then the figure like raises both his hands like this, and all the goblins stop.
I see.
And
Can I shoot again?
yeah, go ahead.
Well, so I haven't even had an action yet.
I mean, you can go. Both of you can do something.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and set Angelica down very gently. I'm not dropping her. I'm going to put her down on the ground, get back up. I have the crystal in my other hand again, since I still don't have my staff on me. I'm
Is
also
it-
going. I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to Umbra this guy.
All right.
Does a 13 hit?
No.
I think that's my only.
Actually, hold on. A 13, that might hit, actually. Hold on. It does not.
That's a shame. Okay, well, then I'm still in.
However, it hits him. But it's like it hits and then just like cracks. Like there's it hits something around his body.
I'm going for the Umbra cast.
While they're doing that, can I attend to Stein?
Yeah, you kneel down to attend to him. He's fucking dead. Fried from the inside.
So, I'm gonna go ahead and use Fabula point to re-roll that, 'cause I only rolled a 6.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use another Fabula point. That's how that works, right?
Fabula points?
It's one or both dice. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do a both. Oh, actually, Jim Bob, you couldn't have re-rolled anyways. If you look at the thing here, it says not on a fumble with a Fabula point.
I see.
Yep. So that's good to know for like future reference. We're gonna try that again because I had a 6. I knew that was not hitting. I need to do something to this man expeditiously. That is a 15.
That hits.
Okay, cool. Well, the high roll was a 9. So that is 9 plus 15 damage. That is 24 damage.
All right.
Dang.
So you, with the mana crystal again, shoot out another blast of the dark energy Umbra, and it collides with him, and you see like he takes a step back, and actually getting collided with that, the hood like falls off, and you see like a red clay skin tone,
Okay.
goblinoid features, but
Right.
more stoic and chiseled. Jet black hair pulled into a tight man bun.
Okay.
Completely pitch black eyes. What would be reminiscent to us four and the viewers as a hobgoblin.
Okay. That makes sense.
And he has like black streaming from his eyes.
Like paint or like
No,
tears?
it looks like just black is like just streaming from like ink
Got it.
almost. And he's just like and he takes that hit, and he doesn't lose his footing or anything, but he does. He uses his footing in the sense that he gets like step back, but he doesn't like fall over. He just kind of takes it, and then and you just hear like a dark, menacing chuckle, and all the goblins have still stopped.
I don't like that chuckle.
Mortals.
Who, me?
Denizens of Kirkwall, he says as he looks around. All the goblins are like looking to him. Bury your dead. Tomorrow we return to claim what is ours.
What is that?
Pulls the hood back up. Turns around.
I start shooting all the goblins around him.
You begin to pick off goblins. All the goblins will start to walk away. With him.
Makes bold claim, throws up her hood, turns away, doesn't elaborate.
Yeah.
Stops. Turns around.
Ligma.
Oh, man.
I hope you stand before me again, elf.
I look around because I'm still not used to being in hell. I'm like,
Oh, me?
oh, he means me. I just kind of like, I do my best to give like a mean mug back. I'm just like,
Keeps walking. That's not anyone tries to stop him.
I'm gonna go down to Stein. Is
Okay.
he like?
He's dead.
He's fucking
He's
dead.
fucking dead. He's not only did he get impaled by lightning, he got fried on the inside.
Okay. I hate to be the guy that's just using Fabula points, but I want to use Fabula points to change the scene. I don't want to be fully dead yet. I need a death speech. Is that acceptable? Can I use
Okay,
a Fabula point for a
you
death
can-
Yeah,
speech?
I wanted to
I'll-
use some inventory points to like try to bandage him up or something.
I won't allow the inventory points
Okay, but the
usage,
death speech,
because
though?
he is to be able to pull something from the inventory points that could repair.
No, like if he hadn't been dead.
Yeah. So basically, he is like
On death. He's on death row at the moment. Okay, so I'm down to 1 Fabula point, but it's been
Yeah.
so worth it so far.
Stein.
he's like. It's Angelica, all right.
Yeah, you saved her, dude.
How's the village?
It's not looking good, if I'm being honest.
You can always rebuild.
That's what we do best.
Sure.
He's just like clinging.
He's like, please, just let me die.
He's like,
I don't-
I need you to make me a promise. The three of you.
I like walk over, just finally, because I was just kind of standing there. But yeah.
Sure.
Avenge us.
Do you know who that was? It looked like he got dead.
Dies. Deceased.
Okay, I'm putting in another quarter, another Fabula
Yeah.
point. I need more info. No, I'm
No.
joking. No.
Damn. Rest in peace, Stein.
Town on fire. Guards
Any goblins left?
dead. Goblins gone. Stein deceased. Angelica unconscious. Our three heroes stand among ashes.
I like look at Winter. I'm like, grubby girl, let's go inside.
Grab who?
Pat.
Yeah.
You do one last. You bring up the blade and you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't notice it during the combat, but slowly the ruins begin to. They were lit up from the top, and they're slowly like losing. Like it's like the energy in the ruins is like going down.
Interesting.
Pat, it seems like your sword needs new batteries, buddy.
Apparently.
As I go ahead and pick up Angelica, I make that snide comment.
Laugh myself. The other was
I just think to myself, like, whose body is this? It's like, I don't know.
I will grab Stein and bring him inside as well.
Did other homeboy make it out?
Vernon?
Vernon, is he alive still?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He's being patched up by one of the other guardsmen.
Okay, cool. So he's a red shirt guard, not a. Oh no, is that I'm thinking opposite with Star Trek? Or is it
Yeah, red shirts always die.
Okay, so he's not the red shirt.
No,
guard.
he's not. He's not
like
red
a
shirt.
blue shirt.
Yeah,
or
he's
something,
he's an NPC.
Okay, gotcha.
So, on that note, is where we're end session 2
Oh man,
I see.
with the village in ruins.
we're just kind of like retreating back into the main hall.
Yeah. Hobgoblin leader of the goblins retreating with his host after sending a message to the people of Kirkwall.
Rest in peace, Stein. Never said chance.
Well, that was actually I enjoyed that session, even though I wasn't technically active for like half of it. It was still nice. I
Be
really
like that
liked it.
sometimes.
They do.
Like honestly, I just enjoyed listening to everything.
Yeah, but you got
Yeah,
some.
good.
You got some solo lore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say I probably learned the most about my character, I was the first flashback actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. That was it.
Oh,
Hi Yoko. Is it
And
time?
and Yoko says it's
Yoko knows
time
it's
to
time.
stop.
Okay, well on that
I hope
note-
the video is still recording.
Yeah,
Yep.
that'd be really bad. If it's not, sorry, you're just gonna get audio and it's
We'll
gonna be
figure
awkward.
it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking around for the second episode of the campaign.
Did we shout out the music guy this time yet?
gotta do that.
As always, thanks for the music, Michael Gelfi. Don't know how to pronounce that, but
Honestly, that came in clutch this time. I really like the music.
The
this
music
session.
choices are amazing. Links in the description.
Yoko's vibing.
Everyone's vibing. We're vibing, except people in Kirkwall. No longer vibing. Already had a tough winter. Just got shit on by a bunch of goblins.
Goblins vibing.
Stein lost his vibe.
Yeah, no, got caught lacking.
Stein
Vibe
lost
is
his
off.
groove.
He lost the guy. I was thinking that too.
Yeah, so stay tuned. I think we're doing bi-weekly, so no episode next week. Episode the week after.
It'll be an episode of the podcast.
Yeah,
next
well,
week.
yeah, the podcast, the Arclight podcast, also on the YouTube channel. Check it out if you think we're cool, and if you
Most
don't
of
think
it.
we're cool,
That's cool too.
that's cool as well.
Still
'cause
listen. It's
yeah.
funny sometimes. I promise.
Anyway, stay gaming.
Stay
Stay gaming.
gaming.